This is some top tier whining though. Buckle up. It's
Buckle
really,
up,
it's really, it's really good.
buckle up,
Buckle up, buckaroos.
buckaroos. What's up, everyone?
Oh,
Your Go for Grundy. I am Grundy, and with me, as always, is my friend Jay.
I'm Asmongold.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Okay, he does sound like him, though. That's a lot. That's really good. Welcome to the show. Today, we are going to be looking at a video that has been making its round on the interweb. Jay,
We're jumping on the grift.
We're jumping right on the grift with you guys. We're gonna grift it right out with everyone else, because why the fuck not, right?
Fucking point and laughed at the
All
left.
all
I laughed at
28
the left.
all 28 of our subscribers get to watch the same video that they've been watching for the last 3 days. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to break this down for us, bud?
Well, I mean, there's a delicate little. I'm not sure if it. I don't. I honestly. He says that he was misgendered when someone called him a he, or when someone called him a she. I would have just naturally called him a he. He looks like a soft little man boy to me.
Yeah.
But I think he probably has tits that you can't really see here. That's probably why.
Okay. Now, I have a little bit of a different take on this, having worked in fast food. Okay, like I started working in fast food at the ripe old age of 18 years old, and like you are a little bitch when you start those jobs. Like it's just the way it is. Like everyone's a little bitch when they start their first real job. Okay.
This guy doesn't even have to deal with an oven. This guy doesn't deal with
Yeah.
fryers or an oven. This guy deals with pouring coffee.
And those jobs like that are meant to break little bitches and turn them into men. Okay, let's get real. That guy in a year, he's gonna be totally on top of it. He's gonna fucking think he's an idiot for having made this video. He's probably gonna be like, looking at supervisor or whatever, and he's gonna think, oh man, I was so foolish back then. That's what I think is gonna happen. And we haven't even gotten to the video yet. Have you sent me the
Right.
the link?
I'm gonna send you the link. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think he's gonna be too coddled. There's gonna be too much of a. It's going to be too polarizing again. So there's going to be a whole bunch of people on the left who are like sympathizing and patting him on the back, her on the back, whatever. And then another, and then all the right are just going to be pointing and laughing at him. So he's not going to have the luxury of being able to look back at this with intellectual honesty and mental clarity and having grown from it. Right? It's only going to be, marked in history, in internet history, as the Starbucks, pussy boy,
Nancy boy, or
whining on the internet about how hard it is to work 8.5 hours. I mean, I'm
going to be honest though. If you'd got me at Wendy's along with fucking Meatball and fucking, well, I'm not going to name anyone else, but yeah, there were a bunch of us. We were all friends. We all knew each other from high school, but like we were to some degree, we all got steamed and shit. Like we thought shit was unfair. We thought life was unfair back then. Like it was that's kind of just the way that young people are. You know what I mean? And
the process of growing up involves a lot of adversity and a lot of struggles. You end up eating a lot of shit and realizing, hey, you know what? Shit's not that bad. And then you end up maturing and growing and developing useful skills as a result of that. And you come to appreciate the adversity and the character building bullshit that you had to go through. So I mean, it's not for nothing. It's like we all eat shit sandwiches and we become better people because of it.
Well, that's it. The customer service, what do I want to say, facade that people wear when they're doing those service jobs. Those are skills that have to be learned. You don't just walk up on day one with a smile after eating a bunch of shit. Yeah. You don't do it. It takes a little while before you get accustomed to it. And I'm going to try and be fair to this little guy in the video. Maybe he's only been there 2 months. Who the fuck knows? Maybe he's just repeating shit he heard on the internet. Because that's how young
really
people are.
Though.
They have little chips on their shoulder. Of course. Once you decontextualize it and you just pop it on the internet and it fits within people's paradigms in the political scale. Yeah. But you know what? This guy's probably just a little bitch. In a year, he's going to be totally on top of it. He's probably going to feel stupid about it.
Well, but again, I think the fact that this went so viral is really going to pollute what would otherwise have been, a character
learning. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's unfortunately the obstacle.
But it is really fucking comical though.
I mean,
it's just like
think of us.
The quality of the whining is fucking top notch.
It is
It's really good whining. It's fucking hilarious.
It's tiny white girl tier whining. Like it's really.
Because I think this is a white girl who's like transitioning into a boy. No, it's a white girl who's transitioning into a boy.
I don't know if that's not been confirmed. I don't think that's been confirmed. I think this is just a little bitch man. Like
no. I'm not saying it's been confirmed. That's what I think. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think this is. Like, I'm pretty sure, based on like the fact that someone said it's a her. It's probably there's probably there's probably been no top surgery, and like he has a feminine form or something like that, and so someone said called him a he, or called him a she, because that would be like, why else would someone have misgendered? If all you could see was this face, you'd think that this is a teenage boy.
No, maybe it's just a girly boy and they thought it was a girl from behind or something. Like, dude, teenage boys are fucking like little stick things. Like, I was like fucking under 100 pounds till I was like 16. And all of a sudden, I came back from summer vacation with shoulders and a beard. Like,
I graduated high school at 16 years old, weighing 295 pounds. I was like 6'3" when I was 19. When I was 16.
Yeah, well, we can't all play the stage in the school play. Like,
play the stage.
Play the stage in the school play.
Literally the stage.
All right, so you got a link for me?
Do this. Yeah, I sent it.
Oh, sweet. All right, let me get it up on the screen.
Just gonna add, we both feel like shit for not having been able to invest as much of our time and energy into making content. Our personal lives and business lives, work lives, whatever, like, are in periods of excessive demand on our bandwidth, if you will. So it's something that we are working on. I'm working on a handful of these, like 3 different ones at the same time, and it's really hard to shift back and forth. This is, the type of like low effort, pop out a video once in a while. It's the least that we can do, and we are putting in effort on bigger projects.
We have some video essays in the works, and I have a comedic documentary project that I'm working on as well. So we're gonna start changing up some stuff on the channel. It might be less frequent uploads, but hopefully the uploads are gonna up the quality as well. So we do apologize for that to our 28 subscribers who seem to have watched us. Yeah.
Forgive us.
Forgive us.
We are not worthy.
We are not worthy.
We are not worthy of your views.
Oh, your views matter so much. All right.
For real though.
Yeah, we know. Seriously, we love you guys. Join the Discord. Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here we go. It's so good.
People wonder why we need a union.
Pause.
At Starbucks, and
Everything you said, I 100% on board with you now. There will be no lesson learned here. This is all part of a political fucking like thing on the internet. This is all loserdom.
Now it's no part of the internet zeitgeist.
This is all grifty. This is all griftiness. I'm done. This guy, all sympathy gone. All right, go.
I am literally about to quit.
The like,
dude, do it.
The breaking in the middle of whining. It's just like,
show us those big hairy balls, Evan. Let's do it.
Like I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but like I really
you
want
should do
to.
it.
I almost walked.
I don't know, like
and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, I'm like a full-time student. I get scheduled for 25 hours a week, and then on weekends they schedule me the entire day, open to close. I'm on the schedule.
What's the problem then, dude? You got 17 hours on the weekend. That means the days you're in school, you only have to work like 8 hours. They're going to give you like 2 little 4-hour shifts. You're fucking sailing. You're sailing. What are you crying about? You got what you wanted. All right, go ahead.
For 8.5 hours, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm like 3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have so many people on the floor all day.
Pause.
Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out.
Pause. You ever done like a customer service job like fast food or anything like that?
Yeah, when I was going to school, I worked at IGA, and
okay, good. That's good.
I was there for 12 hours at a time. I'd open at 9 a.m. and I'd close at 9 p.m. I would be there for more than 12 hours, and I was so fat at the time that my fucking legs would almost chafe raw, and I would have to be waddling when I was pushing the broom on the floor at the end of the day. But I was okay. I was making like fucking probably $6 or $7 an hour. Like this was like minimum wage in like 19. What was it?
No, I was making like $5.25 working at Wendy's.
1999, 2000, 2001 or so. So like I was in high school, at the time, so it wasn't like, my school wasn't as big of a burden as somebody who's going in post-secondary education. It was like, I breezed through high school also for the most part. Like, I really didn't have to apply myself, but I mean, I still worked. I would work probably around 20 hours a week, 20 something hours a week, and that was just so that I could buy an Xbox and excuse me, and literally the last generation of CRT televisions before LCDs became a thing. So I spent like $800 on a flat screen tube that was 24 inches, and that was like a nice, decent sized TV at the time.
Okay, so the reason I asked that question is because what this young man is experiencing is called a rush. All right. Now, in the food service industry, there is something that's called rush time. All right, it's usually between like 11 and 2. All right, and then it happens again between like 4 and 7. All right,
on a weekend, it's probably more staggered on a weekend, like during the weekday, because people are on more rigid schedules.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, lunchtime, whatever.
Well,
but yeah,
you
weekends,
work in a restaurant.
Weekends, it's just like kind of fucking like getting bombed on the whole fucking time. I mean, there's still going to be a little bit of an influx at between certain hours.
Well, right
but
now, I work in a pizza place, okay? And I'm telling you right now, the Saturdays are more constant, but it's not like you're getting bombarded like you are on Monday or Tuesday, okay? Monday or Tuesday at dinner time, all your orders are happening at dinner time. All your orders are happening at lunchtime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not getting any orders between 2 and 4. It just doesn't happen. So like this guy probably like had an easy morning, and then all of a sudden he sees 100 people and he panics.
There's so many customers.
That's not a reason to panic. You just get through it. In an hour, those people are going to be gone, dude. You just have. That's why you're there, dude. You're there for that reason.
For the rush.
That 1 hour is the reason that he put a fourth person on the floor at all.
And like, and there's 4 people. There's 3 people on the floor while one of them is in the back crying.
Yeah, you left your friends out there without you.
You're making it worse for everyone else while you're sitting in the back crying. So just,
like, dude, you want to be a man? Be a fucking man. Go out there and help your friends. Like, you're the guy. You're the guy who gets pushed out on the iceberg because he's fucking useless. You're the one who gets tomatoes thrown at him in the stocks because he's a fucking clown. Okay, that's what happens when you are no. You are a burden on society long enough. Society tends to solve that fucking problem, and it used to be that fucking Eskimos would push you out on an iceberg. It used to.
It doesn't anymore.
Yeah, but no. Darwinism's gonna do this for us, dude. This guy's gonna fucking do it himself. Like, if your guess is right, then he's sterile anyway. It doesn't matter. Like,
true, but like the be a man thing. It's like, this is kind of what I was. This is one of the topics of one of the coming video speeches that I'm doing. Is that it is so self contradictory to hold the idea at the same, to hold these two ideas simultaneously, that there are no characteristics or behaviors. There's no behaviors or traits that can be called traditionally masculine or feminine, because those are completely social constructs, but then want to identify as either a man or a woman. If neither of those words, masculine or feminine, mean anything, then what is the point of identifying at all, except but to call on the traditional interpretation of that? It's so fucking, it doesn't make any sense. Anyway,
I really didn't want it to go there, but there it was. All right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, fucking.
Yeah.
Just because you said be a man.
Call out, and there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people.
No one answering the phone either, apparently.
We have 13
I thought that was my phone.
at this store, and there's so many customers, and they're we don't have fair scheduling. Managers don't care about us. Our manager was supposed to come in this weekend, and he took himself off the schedule.
What the fuck
so
is
he wouldn't
fair
be able to
scheduling?
be held accountable for calling out. He just literally
scheduled within your availability
on and put up a new schedule where he wasn't on the schedule. Also, he couldn't have even seen that he was scheduled in the first place. Because
why'd you make yourself available for those hours if you didn't want to work those hours? Accountable for what? He's a supervisor. He doesn't have to do shit.
We need a union because this can't happen. This can't happen. We need fair scheduling. We need
Greg, stop.
managers to hold themselves accountable for helping their workers. They refuse to turn mobile orders off. We need the liberty to be able to do that because there's so many mobile orders, and I need to get through all of them. And then people are yelling at me because I don't have their orders ready, and they don't know what to do. And a customer was misgendering me today, like really badly. I didn't have their order ready, and so they were just like talking to each other, and they're like, "She's clearly incompetent." I have a full mustache and beard.
It's not full, but okay. I would have thought it was a boy.
I mean,
I don't get accommodations for being neurodivergent. I don't. Like, I can't use. Like,
the world doesn't owe you accommodations. You have to adapt and overcome. If you want to be worth anything to yourself and to the world, you have to learn to overcome a lot of these things that are holding you back. You have to stop pointing your fucking finger and saying, I'm not everything that I could be because of you or because of him. I'm going to do the Rocky speech because of you, because of him, or because of anybody. That's loser talk. And no,
but that is loser. This is loser talk.
It is, and it's like you have to overcome that shit, and you can't just be like, you know what? It's not, and then it's another Rocky speech. It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep going. Meaning that all the shit that's in your way, the more that you overcome, the more of a fucking winner you become. The more of a champion you are, the more obstacles you have to overcome. If people look at your life and they assume that you had it easy, and you deep down you know how much shit you had to go through to get where you're at. That's what winning is about.
I'll tell you this:
just to be constantly throwing the blame on all of these things that are in your way. Like, get over it. Just get over it and be a better person. Because
there is nothing that people appreciate more than when they are looking at some kind of problem that they have no idea how to solve, and then you come in and solve it and make it look easy. There's nothing people respect or appreciate more than that. Okay, I will tell you that for a fact. I went into a community theater where basically no one knew how to do anything. No one knew how to do anything. They had all the equipment. They had no idea how to put it together. They had no idea how to line it up. Everything was a mess. Everything was all over the place. I went in there. I basically rewired the entire fucking place. And for me, that's nothing. Like, I've been doing shit like that since I was like 14 years old in my fucking high school. But to them, none of them had ever fucking set up an entire theater. None of them had ever done anything like that. So when I came in and I did it in one night, they all looked at me like I was some kind of fucking, master theater person. And I'm not really. I just been doing that kind of shit my whole life,
But, I mean, it's definitely you earn people's respect when you can come in and solve a problem. But I mean, in this case, like, okay, you had background experience. If you come in with a can-do attitude despite having no experience, and you find a way to work it out, that's even more going to earn you, the respect.
That's how I got the experience. Because when I was in high school, the teacher is basically the one who kind of showed me how.
I just wanted to make that point. I just want to make that point that it's like, hey, you know what? Everyone starts fucking somewhere. You have to start somewhere, and it's like, you can't just be, oh well, this, I don't like this. This is in my way. This is preventing me. You have to learn how to suck it up, and you have to learn how to, like, you're going to respect yourself. Forget about the respect from others. You're going to earn your own respect when you tackle issues like that, and you stop complaining, you suck it up, and you do what you don't want to have to do. Get the discipline. The discipline, it's like,
there is such thing as good tired, and it comes after hard work.
Yeah. It's the feeling of satisfaction. I mean, the feelings of depression and guilt and stuff like this that a lot of people are racked with. Like they want to point their finger at somewhere else in order to, like, to attribute it to something that's outside of their control, and it's not. It's not outside of people's
I don't know
control.
about you, but I'm gonna sleep a whole lot better knowing that we made a video and uploaded it today. That's one thing that stresses me out just slightly less with all the other stuff I have stressing me out in my life. That's one thing less that is going to bother me tonight when I go to bed. So
no, it's with everything everything that's going on in your lives, you have to learn how to muster up your discipline and your self-control, and to find a way to work through it, and to try to just to do what you know needs to be done. At the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to. We all have an idea of our ambitions and what we want to accomplish, and when you're doing things that are not in line with that, when you're doing things that are indulgent and that are not taking you closer to that goal, that you're that picture of success in your mind that you've set, when you're not moving towards that, you're going to feel guilty, and then it just becomes this habit of, like, or what's been normalized today is, like, you instead of looking inward and saying, how can I overcome that, it comes to pointing your finger at everyone else and everything that's in your way, and I'm neurodivergent, and I'm this and I'm that, and I don't get accommodations.
Yeah.
It's It's really sad because it's like people are they need to be saved from themselves. Like they need to be saved from this habit and
Well,
this indulgence, because it really is an indulgence to point your finger somewhere else and say it's not my fault, because you're letting yourself off the hook, and that's the worst fucking thing you can do.
at the end of the day, like if there wasn't this giant rush of people, they wouldn't need 4 people on the floor at all. There would be one person there because there's only enough people to serve for 1 people to serve, like between the rush hours. So, sorry, kid, but like, man, you gotta. I hope you get over it, dude. I hope you get over it. I hope in a year you're like, look at this video, you feel kind of stupid, and you're like, yeah, well, whatever. I'm a pro at this now. That's what I hope happens. I have little doubt considering the rhetoric that came out of his mouth, but. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Oh, here, there's another 10 seconds left here, so.
People get mad at me for too much sick time. I don't even know what to do anymore.
Too much sick time.
I'm like at my wits' end with this job. I really am.
Then quit.
I just want people to.
Just a lack of self-awareness of, like, you know, I mean, I'll say one thing. At least this person is working, you know, trying to work their way through school, which is like, that's something. But I mean, you can't just like buckle like this when the shit gets tough. Like you have to be able to like to
Buckle up, buckaroo.
You have to really be able to buckle up, buckaroo.
Buckaroo.
So anyway, that's
the Grundy and Jay show for today.
that's the grift.
That's the grift. We are grifters and grifty as always.
And rather than pointing and laughing, I'm hoping that some of our constructive, critical breakdowns and constructive points can serve to, you know, like will serve to resonate at least with a few people who can understand that what we're saying it is true. And I mean, look,
this coming from a former little bitch. All right, I'll admit it. When I started,
we're all little bitches.
Bitch. Yeah, exactly. Like
complete idiots at one point, but you have to go through this type of stuff to get in order to learn anything. You have to go through this shit.
Don't worry. One day that baby mustache will fall off, and your real mustache will grow.